Update. We can't have her living here anymore, my stepmom said after manipulating everyone. I was unstable. I left that night. A week later, they received eviction papers. Part 2. Within days, she was spreading stories throughout the neighborhood. To some, she claimed I'd stolen money from them. To others, she hinted that I had violent tendencies. She even contacted my workplace expressing concerns to my manager about my reliability nearly costing me my job. It was like she couldn't stand the idea that I'd escaped her control, so she was determined to destroy whatever independent life I might build. She contacted distant relatives, old family friends, even my high school counselor, spinning different versions of the same lie that I was troubled, potentially dangerous, and had abandoned my poor father who had done everything for me. Some people believed her without question. My neighbor who used to give me cookies when I was little now crossed the street to avoid me. My friend's parents suddenly didn't want her hanging out with me. Even my dad's parents, my own grandparents, sent me a stiffly worded email about respecting my father and giving Tina a chance. Update 1. There were days when I didn't know who I was anymore. Was I really the problem? Was I truly this violent, ungrateful, selfish kid that she'd convinced everyone I was? No matter how many times I told myself it wasn't true, her words still found their way inside my head, taking root like some invasive weed that refused to die. Then came the phone call that changed everything. I was at work stacking produce in the organic section of the grocery store when my phone vibrated in my pocket. Aunt Jackie rarely called during my shifts, so I knew something was up. I quickly stepped into the back room to answer. "Christina, you need to come home as soon as your shift ends," she said, her voice unusually tense. "There's something you need to see." I spent the rest of my shift distracted, nearly knocking over a display of cantaloupes as my mind raced through possibilities. Had something happened to Dad? Had Tina escalated her smear campaign against me? By the time I pulled into Aunt Jackie's driveway, my stomach was in knots. Jackie was waiting for me at the kitchen table, an old leather folder spread open in front of her. She looked up when I walked in, and there was something in her expression I couldn't quite read, a mixture of anger, disbelief, and what almost looked like triumph. "Sit down, kid," she said, pushing the folder toward me. "I've been cleaning out some of my old files, and I found something that should have been given to you a long time ago." I sat pulling the worn folder closer. Inside was a stack of legal documents, the kind with official seals and signatures at the bottom. The paper felt heavy in my hands as I started to read, the legal jargon swimming before my eyes until I caught a familiar address, our home address, followed by my name. "What is this?" I asked, though part of me already knew, a slow realization dawning as I scanned the document. "Your mother's will," Jackie said, her voice softer now. "Your mom left the house to you, Christina, not to Sam, not to be shared to you directly. She set it up in a trust that you gained control of when you turned 18. I was supposed to be the executor, but after your mom died," she trailed off, running a hand over her face. "Sam was so broken. I couldn't bring myself to push the issue then, and as time passed, I assumed he knew that he was holding it for you until you were of age." I stared at the document, my mother's signature at the bottom, suddenly the only thing in focus. "The house that my dad and Tina are living in, it's mine all this time." Jackie nodded grimly. "Legally, yes.